If you want to sound more like a native speaker when you're speaking English, one thing you can do is use more idioms. So in this lesson, I'm going to introduce you to 5 idioms that native speakers use all the time. We'll go over what they all mean and then I'll give you some examples. Now, because I really want these videos to feel like you are actually in an English class with me, there will be an opportunity for you to participate later in the video, so stick around for that part later. Okay, idiom number 1 is to cost an arm and a leg. This basically means when something is very, very expensive, especially when it is more expensive than it should be or more expensive than you expected it to be. Let me illustrate how you can use this idiom with an example. So I went to the supermarket yesterday to do my weekly food shop and I was so shocked to see how expensive everything is these days. Honestly, all I bought was some milk, some cheese, a few different fruits and vegetables. When I got to the counter, it was so expensive. Really, it cost me an arm and a leg. I was not happy. Idiom number 2 is to cut corners. This means to do something in a quicker or sometimes cheaper way that may not be entirely proper or might not even be entirely legal. And as a result of cutting corners, you often sacrifice some quality or maybe even safety in the process. Here's an example of how you can use it in a sentence. So I've just finished editing my latest YouTube video and I really wasn't happy with the outcome. Honestly, I think it's because I was getting so frustrated, so bored, and I just wanted to get it done quickly that I ended up cutting corners. You know, I didn't spend that much time editing it. I probably could have made more effort with the audio and added more effects and transitions. But I just couldn't be bothered. But really the outcome wasn't great. So next time I'll make sure that I put in a lot more effort. Idiom number 3 is to go the extra mile. This means when you make more of an effort than what is expected of you. So you really put a lot of effort into something, for example, your schoolwork or your job, and you go beyond what people, like your employer maybe, would expect from you. Here's an example. Last week was my first week in my new job and I was so nervous. I really wanted to make the best possible impression with my new co-workers and my employer, so I decided to go the extra mile. I stayed late every day, even though I didn't have to, and I made sure that I was available for calls even after I'd gone home. Now, the following week, my employer did tell me that it wasn't really necessary, but they did see the effort that I'd put in, and I think it was appreciated. Idiom number 4 is to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This means to accomplish 2 things or 2 tasks by doing one particular action. So you do one thing and in the process you accomplish 2 things. Here's an example. One really great thing about having dogs is that they need to go for a walk every single day, ideally twice a day. Now, it can be quite difficult to fit this into my daily routine, but the great thing about it is that when I walk them, I'm also getting some exercise at the same time. So in that way, I get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. My dogs get some exercise, and so do I. And idiom number 5 is to be on the same page. This is when you have the same understanding or you are in agreement with someone else. So think about a time where you and another person felt the same way about a particular thing. You felt the same way, which meant that you were on the same page. And here's an example. So I was talking earlier about the new job that I started last week, and I was so relieved when I met my co-workers because I just feel like we're going to get on really well. There's this particular co-worker that I have, and I just feel like we're on the same page. We think in the same way. We seem to agree on how different processes should work. I think it's going to be a very successful working relationship. So that's it for these top 5 idioms that native speakers use all the time. Now, like I said earlier in the video, because I want this to feel like a real class, now is your turn to participate as the student. So I'd like you to choose one or more of the idioms that I talked about in this video and write your own example sentence in the comments down below. I promise that I will read all of your example sentences and give you some feedback. or a thumbs up as a well done. So I look forward to reading your sentences with these 5 idioms. So that's it for this class. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave me a comment with any requests for particular lesson topics that you would like to see. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my page for more English classes. Thanks so much, everybody. Goodbye.